10 food items that we need to be stocking up on for winter of 2023 and into 2024. Let's discuss. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, the bald eagle here. Tonight we are drinking 8 o'clock coffee. It's pretty good, kind of growing on me. I know a lot of viewers on our channel love 8 o'clock coffee. If you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee together, have coffee with us tonight, or whatever beverage you deem necessary. This will be a bit of a lengthy discussion. We're going to go ahead and dive right into it, guys. We've been getting a lot of comments on these items that we're about to discuss. A lot of these, there's been some shortages. Part of the reason why we're talking about these items that if you go to the store, it's good to know if there's a little bit of a shortage so that you know that maybe even if it's not on sale, you may want to pick up one or two just to have in your pantry or your preps. So we're just going to get right into it. These are 10 items that I have picked, a couple of them myself, and most of them of what you guys have been talking about. Number one on the list, of course, has to be beef. Beef, hamburger, steaks. Been going up in price lately, pretty much all over the country and around the world, for many different reasons. As we know, a lot of farmers had to sell off their different cattle and stuff over the last year because of prices of fertilizer, different things that have affected how they have to make a living too, and hopefully we get back to where we can have better prices on this, but that is part of the reason why there are such high prices. So, and we are expecting some shortages on beef here into the start of 2024. We went over this months ago. It does seem like it's kind of fallen in line with the way we're seeing the prices go up, the way supply and demand is right now. And we may see some sales on beef too because of the high demand for ham and turkey as we get closer to the holidays. Sometimes, we've been seeing some sales on chicken. As we know, regular prices of chicken have been skyrocketing lately. I mean, it's the highest I think we've ever paid for chicken. And of course, number two on the list is chicken. I have not seen many shortages of chicken, but I will say that it does look lower than normal. Heritage Farm, which is a Kroger-owned chicken name, has been a lot less. Now it is cheaper, obviously, with Tyson. Tyson has just gotten so expensive that I think people are looking every which direction they can to try and save money on chicken. Now, me and Jessica have been getting chicken from Meijer, and I know everybody doesn't have Meijer. It's mostly some of the Midwest here and northeastern states, but Meijer is not everywhere. I wish they would spread out across the country because Meijer does really offer some competitive prices, but more importantly, quality on some of these different meat products. We love their chicken. We love their hamburger. It's fantastic. Always good. It's always just maybe a little bit more. Their chicken is right about the same as everywhere else, but they do have some deals. But the beef, yeah, it could be a little bit more than some other places, but the quality is there, and I don't mind spending a few extra pennies more than the already outrageous prices to get good quality meat. Now, one could argue Sam's Club and Costco is pretty good too, but a lot of people don't have memberships to these places, and if you don't, that's why we bring up as many places as we can. There's been a lot of people talking about different meat prices across the globe here. Let's see, there's Safeway. Some people have been talking about Safeway, which eventually I believe is going to be owned by Kroger too. Them and Albertsons. Had some of our longtime viewers talk about Albertsons quality. Of course, we have our viewers from Publix, who shop at Publix. Yeah, the prices there are outrageous, but I do have to say their quality is fantastic at Publix. That's why I always kind of compare Publix to Meijer. They're very similar. Produce is a little more expensive. I could argue Meijer is a little cheaper, but the meats at Publix is always pretty good quality. I've actually done a little bit of research on some of the different Publix meats that they get in. They're very careful from people who they buy from, and we like that, especially in the bioengineered age of things. We'll get into that here in a couple minutes. Okay, third on the list, I just put canned goods. Guys, it is the holidays. Over this past week, we have visited Kroger twice. I had to. I mean, canned goods for 50 cents. Kroger canned vegetables, 50 cents. Canned beans, 50 cents. Canned tomatoes, 50 cents. Guys, if you're not stocking up at Kroger or any Kroger-owned store right now, from what I understand, a lot of these other Krogers across the country, Kroger-owned stores, are offering the same deal right now. So make sure you're buying that stuff up as we go along here, because it's going to be a long winter, guys. With everything going on around the globe, and I know I say this a lot, but with things unknown in the Middle East right now, what's going on, how it seems like we're getting more and more involved in things and beyond, you know, it's good to prepare on food. I always say, I know that everybody can't, but I think a good median to have is to make sure that you have enough food to get through a month. Because if you have enough food that you think in your head to be able to get you through a month, if something bad ever happens, then you can ration that out for a lot longer period of time. You know, it's always good to have some things in your preps or your pantry or stockpile or whatever you want to call it, that are fillers. We always talk about different pasta sides, rice sides, stuff like this. I understand a lot of people don't want to buy big bags of rice and stuff like that, especially if you don't have the storage space, or dry beans, stuff like that. Dry beans, actually, there's a shortage right now, so we need to talk about that maybe in another video. But it's always good to have these different fillers, because, you know, it's something that you can get that may look expensive now, but as you stretch it out over time, it does become very cheap. And it's something that if ever something ever happens, it's something that you can add to food to really spread it out some. So as far as canned goods, that's really all I had. It is holiday week, though. You guys will be seeing this video Saturday night. So happy weekend. It is time to stock up on some of these deals, these turkeys. I know people were saying that they didn't like how Kroger and some of these other stores were only offering one turkey. Kroger, I feel like they kind of nailed that to where it makes it harder to just go out to your car, drop it off, and then come back in and get another one, because it's on a digital coupon of limit one. Okay, so if you have a couple friends that have Kroger Plus cards that you can use their digital coupon, then you'll be able to get a couple other ones for that price. But otherwise, it's going to come up to where you've already bought that item. And that's unfortunate, especially because I see more turkeys now at Kroger than I did last year or the year before. I feel like they have enough turkeys to where they can get them. And you know what? As weeks go by, if they're not selling them on the digital coupon, maybe they'll just take it off the digital coupon. And I hope, because I see a lot of them there, and it's like, you know, you don't want these to go to waste. You know, you don't want them to go to waste at all. Not that they will. I mean, they're frozen, but still, at the same time, you want to make sure everybody's able to get that deal. So one thing I don't like about digital coupons. So anyway, moving on to number 4, sugar. Okay. Now we saw where sugar was a lot less at Walmart the other day. Okay. And it seems like it's less and less every time I go to the store. I hope that's, you know, we're stocked up on sugar. I made sure that we were, because of all the shortages going around the country right now. That is part of the reason why sugar keeps going up in price. It's skyrocketed over the last couple months here. We just saw another huge price increase on 10 pounds of sugar at Walmart for $7.68. The surprising thing is that their 10-pound bags went from $7.28 to $7.68 in the matter of a week or two. Okay, a couple weeks. But their 4-pound bags are still $3.24. So what does that tell me? Well, that's next. That's next. They don't want, you know, all these shopping and everything. Don't be fooled by some of the things you see, right? I see a lot of stuff because I'm checking for it all the time. I want to make sure we're bringing this information to you on a daily basis so that you know right away. Especially, this is crunch time for us on the channel here. We want to make sure that you are getting the best deals possible, as for one, for the holidays, and two, we're heading into winter. It's going to get cold. You're going to want your soups. You're going to want all these different things, you know, that you like, you know, cold weather foods here. That's what we call them. You know, your vegetable soups. I made vegetable soup last night. It was delicious. I was going to do a video on it, but we were kind of tired. I was moving stuff all day long. My back was kind of hurting. So we'll do another. I've done the vegetable soup video before. Beef vegetable soup. So You can scroll back in our videos, or if you search Adventures with Dano vegetable soup, it'll probably pop right up. But that's our recipe for the soup. And that is what we're going to talk about next here. We're taking just a slight little break here from the 10 items that we're going over, but I wanted to mention this, something I wrote down here. Recipe books. Guys, as there are things going on that a lot of people are upset with, me included. I never knew there was all this. People keep chiming in talking about bioengineered ingredients. Now, to be fair, this has been going on for a long time. Bioengineered ingredients in Campbell's. I'll tell you what, you can look at pretty much anything. Progresso soups, ice cream. UDF ice cream has bioengineered ingredients in it. I'll tell you what, I was really upset on that one. I was like, what the heck? But these are things that have been going on since 2000, some beyond before 2008, but a lot of them had started adding these different ingredients in 2008. Now, the difference is that for the last few months, companies are now required to put bioengineered ingredients on different foods. So if you have these things in your pantry and stuff, and if you are concerned, look up some of the ingredients, some of the bioengineered ingredients that have been going on for the last decade or longer, and see what's in there. See what it is. Make sure that you have a good understanding of what it is. I wouldn't just say, well, this is bioengineered ingredients, I'm going to stop eating it. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't. Okay, I've been doing a lot of research as much as I can. I've been eating Campbell's soup for my whole life, right? And the same ingredients that were in Campbell's soup in 2008 are the same ingredients that it is in today. The difference is that they have to tell us, okay? And there's different corn products and stuff that are in, which is a bioengineered ingredient that is in Campbell's soup. But I urge you to, when you see these things, look them up online to see what those actual ingredients are. Some of the stuff may surprise you. Some of the stuff may turn you off of that food. I know some of the stuff with the ice cream kind of turned me off, and I was like, ugh, I don't know. But this is what I'm talking about with buying yourself some recipe books. Did I say receipt books before? I spelled it receipt, that's why. Recipe books from Ollie's. Ollie's Bargain Outlet has so many different recipe books. It is crazy. And it's nice because it's an actual place where you can go in and you can look through the different books and just see which ones you like, right? I did put Amazon on here because Amazon has all these books. If you don't have an Ollie's, well, what you can do is you can look through Ollie's website of all the different recipe books they have, and then you can buy it on Amazon. I will tell you, though, on Amazon, most of them that I've looked up are a little more than Ollie's. Not much more, but if you don't have an Ollie's and you still want that recipe book, Amazon usually carries them. And we've had to get a couple off of Amazon before when Ollie's sold out of them. Ollie's is very popular when it comes to different books. If you like graphic novels like I do, old comic books, stuff like that, yeah, I mean, it's just great. Anything books. They have a lot of spiritual books at Ollie's, which is really nice. I do a lot of shopping for Christmas for family members at Ollie's when it comes to books. They have crossword puzzle, anything. Any kind of book you can imagine, any kind of style, different things, different patriotic books that you guys know I love, all kinds of different things that are just have interest to me. But the recipe books, guys, I'm telling you what, as more and more of these bioengineered things come out, people are not going to want to eat. Okay, so here it is. Here it is on a platter for you. Get yourself a recipe book. Learn how to make a lot of these meals. You'd be surprised, actually, how easy a lot of them are. If you're like me, when you look at some of these recipes, it looks kind of daunting at first. Like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. But the thing is that there's things that you can cut out of certain recipes. Like, okay, the number one ingredient here in this is chicken, okay? And then you have like a whole list of other things. Yeah, you may not get the exact taste, but you could probably use a lot of things from your cupboard, different spices. You probably have sugar, all these other things, and maybe kind of do your own thing. do your own thing. And it's going to ultimately be healthier for you than a lot of these other canned goods. But again, I'm not trying to say don't eat Campbell's. I'm not trying to say don't eat Progresso. All I'm saying is that do the research, look up some of the ingredients that are going into these, and, make your own decision based on that. And the next thing that I will bring up, that was actually 7 on the list, but I feel it's appropriate to talk about it now, is spices. What has been going on with spices? I don't know what is going on. Where have they been? Okay, now I have been seeing more spices come in, not at Walmart. I don't know what's wrong with Walmart, but they're having trouble getting theirs again, which they always do. Except for like the cheapos, but they'll have hundreds of garlic powder, and then there'll be a few of the other ones. Kroger has been getting loaded down on spices though, and it's one of two things. One, they're buying from different people, which I doubt. I haven't seen anything new lately, but I've been seeing that they have been full. They have been full. They're doing 2-for-1 deals again. Buy one, get one free. You just got to look around, look for the different spices. But I even wrote down here, I said, why now? Where have they been? Right? Now, we've had massive shortages of spices over the last couple of years, and now all of a sudden here in November, right before Thanksgiving, they're back. I mean, that's great. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just surprised that where have they all been? How are they just all coming back in now? What was the difference between today and 6 months ago when we couldn't find any? I don't know. It could be one of many things, but with the whirlwind of problems going around the world and things that just don't seem normal, it's good to stock up on these things as we go along, and that is why that should probably be number 1 on the list, because we're finding spices everywhere now. And Meijer, I know if you shop at Meijer, you know what I'm talking about. Spices, they always have spices. But I've seen 2 different Kroger now that have been loaded. So any Kroger, hopefully Kroger-owned store. I know this is going to be different throughout the country here, though, because we've been getting a lot of comments on shortages of spices. Now, as far as prices looked sort of the same. Some of them have gone up. I've seen things like cinnamon and cumin and stuff like that look like they've gone up in price, but they always have the cheaper option. But they may not, it may be more refined or more ground up than what you're used to or something other than like McCormick. And I do know McCormick prices have gone up a little bit, but I'm not too surprised to see that. Because for one, they're coming in, and that's a good thing. I mean, I hate that prices go up on things, but it's the world we live in, guys. Okay, so what number 5 was originally on our list after sugar is flour. We're going to start to see flour fly off the shelves for a few different reasons. One, we're seeing sales on it because of the holidays, right? And flour is always a little bit short toward the holidays. However, we were warned in a few different articles over the last few months that flour, wheat, pasta, these kind of things are going to be in short supply as we go into 2024. So with that in mind, it may not be a bad idea, even if your favorite flour isn't on sale, I would go ahead and buy one and just make sure that you have, some flour set aside for the winter. If you can have enough flour to get you through to spring, I think we'll be all right. But I am expecting to see some shortages of flour. We've seen a lot of shortages on store brand flour, but they've come back in. Okay, that's why I always talk about the 2-week thing. If you see something disappear, give it another week, see if more of it's gone, or see if it's been refilled. Okay, if more of it's gone and none has come in, then we have an issue in a particular part of city or state or wherever you are. But and as we noticed with Kroger, their flour had started coming back in at a higher price. So it's the same as it always is, and while we're seeing all these holiday sales at Kroger, and I've really just been trying to just point those out, we can't forget that all of these other things are going up at Kroger. Somebody had said, I left a comment on the channel, said, they think that stores are targeting preppers. Well, of course they are. We're seeing distilled white vinegar fly off the shelves, right? And we're seeing price increases go up on it every week. It's gone from $3.30 at Kroger to $3.69 to $3.79, and then just this last Wednesday when I was there, $3.99. And they didn't even have any. So that's what it is, right? And I think a lot of this ties in to what is going on. right? A lot of people are becoming aware of all the bioengineered ingredients and all these different things, and people are learning. People are learning recipes. They're learning how to cook for themselves again, and good for you. I think that is awesome. You're going to ultimately save money that way. But even if you don't, you know the quality of what's going into your product. If you are a canner, if you have a pressure canner and you are canning your own goods, you know everything going into it. You need the 5% acidity in distilled white vinegar to can most products, if not all. And you need to make sure that you get that 5% acidity. We're seeing a lot more different kinds of white vinegar come out that is a 4%. And some people mention that there are some things that you can do with 4% and things that you have to do with 4%, maybe not canning, but other things. But you want to make sure that you are, next time you go to the store, I mean, even if it's $4, we know there's some major shortages of it. So if you are canning products, I would make sure you buy up an extra one. They still have them 2 for $6, 2 of the big bottles, 2 for $6 at Sam's Club. So if you can find them, that's kind of tricky. But, if you don't own a Sam's Club membership, like I always say, if you have a friend that does or a family member, go with them. Go with them. Go in on some products with them. Go in on some of the good quality meat. Like some of the meat there is as pricey as some of the other stuff, but you're getting the quality. Quality is way better. Okay, so number 6 I put on here, and I'm not going to go over too much, cooking oils. We get a lot of comments on different olive oil and, excuse me, olive oils and stuff that have been going out the door. I was talking about aloe vera at Sam's Club the other day. People were chiming in, letting me know that a lot of different Sam's Clubs and some other stores that sell that olive oil, I know it's a popular one, but it's been low or out in a lot of the stores across the country. Now, we've had a lot of things going on in Italy with droughts and stuff like that, where a lot of the olive trees and stuff weren't able to make it, I guess. So we're having a big issue with some of the more finer olive oils out there. So I'm continuing to check these as we go along. But definitely when you find your favorite cooking oil, don't worry so much about the sale. I would just buy one because we're getting, like I said, tons of comments. Got an email, a photo the other day from a longtime viewer of ours where it was not just the olive oils, and so it was like all the cooking. I thought that maybe they're refurbishing the store or something where you were at, but I don't know. It's weird though, because when you see a few in different sections, it's like, well, maybe they're not. I don't know. Maybe it's just not coming in. We'll have to see. But don't wait around for that. Go ahead and stock up on it now if you need it or use it in your meals. So we already went over the spices here. Okay, these last 3, number 8 here is probably the most important that I need, especially for our coffee rants, and that is coffee. Okay, now we've gone over this one a couple times over the last couple weeks, but this is an important one because we're seeing another surge in prices on different coffees. We saw it go up at Walmart again. We saw Folgers go up at Walmart. We've seen Great Value go up at Walmart. We saw Cafe Bustelo go up at Walmart. So, yeah. I mean, this may be something, if you're like me and you're already stocked up on coffee, buy up the sales as you see them, right? Because as soon as we see these huge price increases, we'll see Folgers back on sale, maybe at Kroger or something for on a digital coupon. But, we never know these days. We never know. But Walmart, right, unless it's a rollback offer, which between items, that is very far and few between, those are the prices to stay. I don't see any of the Great Value going down in price. Have you seen the Kroger brand go down in regular price or the Meyer brand? Meyer brand just went up too. Again. It's getting crazy out here, guys. And I'll tell you, you want your coffee and you want to be able to get it for an okay price. Hopefully you're stocked up on some. We always talk about stocking up on coffee. But if not, this is kind of the slow burn. You may want to, if you're not picky like I am, I like to try new coffees. I'll buy what's on sale. If Maxwell House is on sale one week, buy a thing of Maxwell House. Folgers on sale one week, buy that. But I do have my limits on what I'm going to pay for certain things. Luckily, we have a lot of different coffees out there that, usually there's a sale on one. This was $4.99 for the, I believe it's 12 ounces for the 8 o'clock coffee. It was on sale for $4.99 at Meijer. That's why I got it. Plus, I never tried it before. A lot of you guys out there drink it. and I wanted to try it. It definitely tastes like an old diner coffee. Like you smell that coffee out. Not the best. It's not Folgers. Okay, it's not that Folgers in your cup. Nothing like waking up. That's that right. Nothing like waking up with Folgers in your cup. There it is. Remember that commercial? That commercial will be coming out again for the holidays probably. But no, it's good. It's good. It is kind of growing on me. Okay, number 9. Here's a big one. Butter. Butter is going up again for whatever reason. Now we've seen milk go up around here. Let me know if dairy's been going up around you as well. Milk has reached new highs here in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I don't like it because we have serious competition. I'm curious. I'm going to go to United Dairy Farmers. It's been a while to see what their milk prices are, because the last time I went to UDF, it was $4.49 a gallon. Okay, and it's been a long time, so I'm curious to see how much theirs has gone up. Because if Kroger's has gone up almost $1 or 80 cents or whatever, and with multiple price increases, okay, that's the difference. Usually when we see something jump up, there's an issue for that. Like if there was something that jumped up $1, we may see it come back down some, if not to the price it was before. When we see those 20-cent price increases, though, week to week to week to week, that ain't coming down. Now, I could be wrong. Hopefully it does at some point, but, I don't know. The trend that we see is that, and that's what I kind of worry about with the butter. Okay, we're seeing butter go up slowly. We're seeing it go up every week now. Okay, Walmart had gotten down to $3.48 at one point, but it wasn't long before we had gone again, and I noticed it was up to $3.68. Walmart is now already back up to $3.98. Kroger is back up to $4.29. Meijer is right about $4. I haven't been to Aldi. Someone was saying Aldi went up again. I don't know. It was already at $3.29 the last time I was there, so we'll have to see what that is. But we're seeing some of the name brands go up now too. Okay, like Land O'Lakes is starting to really go up in price. However, there's a deal. There's a digital coupon at Kroger this week. I know we have a lot of Land O'Lake lovers on the channel here. $3.49. $3.49 on the digital coupon. Use up to 5 times. Stock up on it. Stock up on it because it's over $6 everywhere you go. Kroger's is the highest. I think it was $6.79 now. $6.79. Okay, so butter, yes. And I put that on this list too because we are close to the holidays and everything else. Also, good time to buy your Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm seeing sales on it everywhere for right around $2. Some places are a little more, some are a little less. Sold in Walmart for $3, right? I know everybody, like Walmart, I don't know what's going on. Walmart needs to get on the game here because when Kroger is outbeating you in all these prices tenfold, then there's an issue. So Walmart, you need to get on your game. Because when I was there the other day, I did not see these spectacular sales you had in your commercial on groceries. I didn't see them at all. I even looked at some of the toys off camera, and I'm like, I can get these cheaper anywhere. I mean, I guess Amazon or whatever. But anyway, number 10 on the list here is snacks. Now, this is a whatever you think, okay? Whatever kind of... You guys all know I love Ritz crackers. I do. And I'm sure there's bioengineered ingredients in that too. I don't know anymore, guys. But we're seeing okay deals. Now, I just see a bit of a shortage of Ritz crackers at Kroger the other day, which I didn't like to see. Now they're on a little bit of a deal, but what my point is that these things are going to go on sale more and more as we get close to Thanksgiving and around Christmas. We'll see them jump up again right after Thanksgiving, and then a week later they'll come down a little bit, if it is similar to what it was last year and previous years before. These are different times, guys, so I don't really know anymore. But use that as you will. We know that things like chocolate are going up in price. We know that all this stuff is going to be going up in price. And as a matter of fact, right here in the ending of this, I put these are going to be the next round of price increases. Right? These ingredients that are going into these products are some of the things that we have major shortages on. Right? Everything included in a lot of different snacks, we're having major shortages. Chocolate, wheat, sugar, salt, right? I mean, I've seen salt come back in, but let's face it. I mean, it seems like every month it just disappears for a couple of weeks. And we're getting hundreds of comments on that. So I know it's not just here in Cincinnati. Okay? So just something to think about, some of your favorite snacks, things that you can add long term or just short term, just a way to save money right now. Because, yeah, I do believe these are going to be the next round of price increases. And I believe that Walmart is going to be going a lot higher than people think. I think because we saw their canned beans just go up, I think their canned vegetables are next. We've already seen their canned tomatoes go up in price. If you shop at Walmart a lot, I would definitely pay attention to some of the prices and make sure you're paying attention to some of the things going on around you at some of the other stores. Now, this week, I plan to visit some other different stores. We're going to go over some different budgeting options, things to, just items where we can save, or not save. I mean, we have people on the channel that all they have is a Dollar Tree or a Dollar General. I'm going to be visiting these places because if that's all you have, I know some of the grocery stores people mentioned aren't worth going to, or your budget doesn't allow you to. So we're gonna be covering everything. For as far as holiday deals, we will be visiting Meijer again this week, and Kroger of the new sales week. But other than that, I don't plan on going to Kroger twice this week. I've covered it enough. We need to do some more stores and some other things. I have some things planned, but I want to keep some things, as a surprise, as some things go around. But for anything that needs to be um, brought to your attention, we will be putting those out in our coffee rants as they come. Because, guys, it is crunch time. We are expecting it to be a unknown winter. Okay, with things going on, like we've said, it's good to be prepared. Good to be prepared on all these things. Make sure you are stocking up on the things that you can afford in your budget to stock up on. Even if it's just a little bit, doesn't matter what it is. If you're able to save any way you can, any way that we can bring this attention to you as fast as we can so that you can stock up and, just take advantage of some of these deals while they come, because some of this stuff, even on this list, we don't know if they'll even be here in the next month. So don't want to push the alarm button, but, just keep in mind some of these things that we're having shortages on. You add in the holidays where people are buying up a lot more than usual. Be that slow turtle that wins the race, right? Go in there, say, well, I may not need this right now, but I do use a lot of it and it's on sale. Don't hesitate, because that might be the thing disappearing next. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Never give up the fight. Have a great weekend. Have a great night.